I've been in Busan, South Korea for exactly 1 week, and let me tell you, this city will change the way you view everyday life. Some things I've loved about South Korea and some things that took me by surprise. Here are 5 things that I've enjoyed and 5 things that have surprised me. So the first thing that I love about South Korea is the money. It takes you a whole lot further. It feels like your dollars actually stretch a whole lot more. For example, I went to this really nice shopping mall called Star City Plaza, and I'll drop a video clip of that as well. In there, they have so many different restaurants and places that you can eat at, and these are really great places, not your little fast food places. They're making the food to order. But I had got a spicy crab pasta that included like 5 whole crabs under the pasta. And then I also got a steak, and it's a really nice steak. They cut it for you, and then you cook it on this rock, and they have like a flame up under it. And it only cost me $22 altogether. Like that's including everything. And it just feels like, even with the transportation, the food, accommodations, everything, the money just goes a whole lot further. I believe I had just checked my bank account recently, actually, and I loved where my bank account was sitting at. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, I've spent a lot of money. And I say I spent a lot of money. I've had a lot of transactions, but my bank account hasn't changed much. So that's always a good thing. Number 2, no tipping culture. The price you see is the price you pay at these places, and I absolutely love that. In America, it feels like whenever you see a price, that's never the final price. And here, it doesn't deviate their level of service because of how well they think you're going to tip. No, they're going to bring you good food or good service, whatever it is. And I truly do love that about it. Whenever you're looking on the menu, if the price says 18,000 Korean won, that's what you're paying. And I do love that. I do enjoy it. I was kind of shook, actually. The first place I went to, there's this restaurant towards where I live at, and I believe I have a clip of what it looks like. I'll drop that clip as well if I have it on my phone. And when we first went there, we ordered on a little kiosk. We ordered our food, and we were just trying to pay attention to the social surroundings and seeing how other people were interacting. And I noticed that the guy who tore down his meal absolutely ran through it. He just got up and just left. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, like I kind of like this already, but I did go Google search really quick to make sure, and sure enough, they don't tip here in South Korea. So I do enjoy that. That actually, for me, it makes the food taste better, to be quite honest. So that's definitely another thing that I enjoy. The third thing that I've loved about South Korea, the food. Oh my God, y'all don't understand. The food here is something so serious. They don't play about their food. Everything is just so flavorful. Everything just packs a punch of flavor. Like, it just tastes like food. And in America, I feel like a lot of the times the things we eat don't actually taste like food. The fruit don't taste like actual fruit. It tastes like if you were to take a mad scientist and let him take a bite of a strawberry and tell him to recreate it in a lab without using actual fruit. That's what the fruit actually tastes like. But here, what you're eating. It's actual food. I'm right next to the ocean. They, like, the shrimp, fish, it's not imported. It's right there. And so it just feels as though every meal that I taste it's so delicious. It truly is. And I could understand, oh, well, you're just getting there, so you're just in the array of emotions and feelings where things are more colorful. And no, I wouldn't say that at all. I've definitely traveled a good bit, and I've seen places more colorful, more lively. So South Korea doesn't really give colorful and lively. Everyone's kind of to themselves. Even me looking around, there are colors, but the sky just seems a bit gray. So I'm definitely not being subjective to me just being here. And if that changes, then that changes. But I'm telling y'all, the food is delicious. I'm a food connoisseur. I cook myself, so I know flavors. They know cooking. The food is delicious. The fourth thing that I loved about South Korea so far is the safety here is next level. Y'all don't get it. I'm from the South, And I could never leave the house without keeping that thing on me, just because I know that if I leave the house, danger is right around the corner. That's not a thing here. Everyone minds their business, like, and that's also a reason why some people say that they don't enjoy it, because everyone is so antisocial. Everyone does mind their business. No one talks to anyone, you know. Even when you're trying to walk past somebody, you know, people don't even say excuse me to each other, just because it's easier and safer to just not say anything to someone. But here I just truly feel much safer. And I'm not even in the tourist area. When I say I'm in Busan, South Korea, I'm about 25 minutes outside of the city of Busan. And that's kind of being gracious. I'm really about 40 minutes outside of Busan. So I'm not in the city where you have tourists at all. I'm pretty sure I'm the only black person within a good 30-40 minute radius. And I say black like African American, like from America, black. And so even with me being the only person that they would see like out here, people look, but they keep on pushing because you can't do anything. They can't say anything to me. One of the things that you'll find out is the laws are completely different. And I'll make a video about that as well, an entire video just about how the laws are different here in South Korea. But for example, if you argue with someone, you can go to jail. You can go to jail. So it's just easier for people to just mind their business, which that works in my benefit, because I'm someone who can mind their business, you know. So I enjoy the safety level here versus back home, where I felt danger everywhere I went. Every time I left, every time I'm going to Walmart, the dollar store, I felt danger. And here's just completely different, and I enjoy that. The fifth thing that I love about South Korea, the transportation. Do not get me started. Transportation is so elite here in Korea. And even for me as a foreigner, it's foreigner friendly. There's specific apps that you can download to get, they're called K-Rides. It's basically like Uber. Even with taking the bus for public transportation, there's apps you can download that make it super easy and reliable. And it's clean. And again, people mind their business. And so for me, I can jump on any random bus and I can download the app Naver, which is a transportation app, and know exactly where I'm going and just get there. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. Every bus costs the exact same. I believe it's 1,500 Korean won. I went and got me a transportation card, just put some money on there, and I haven't had to refill it yet. It's very reliable. And I say friendly, and the Korean culture ain't really friendly. Again, people just kind of mind to themselves and mind their business, which works in my favor, being a foreigner. Now, you might say, oh, how are you going to meet friends and all that? You know, you meet people, you meet friends as you're immersed in the culture and begin to socialize in a way, whether that's through work or outside of work. You know, you get around. But the transportation here is elite. The Ubers, super cheap. I might have to upload a receipt of a ride that I took. And I'm saying, like, for example, I'll take an Uber to work now every morning. And for me to go about 25 minutes, and it's not heavy traffic or anything like that, for me to go about, it's about $4. $4, maybe $5. Maybe $5 for an Uber and one of their electric cars, or a nice car. And the Uber drivers, they be whipping that thing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if y'all know about Korean drivers. They be whipping that thing. So yeah, but I've enjoyed that. And I'm someone who's never had to use public transportation back in the South, in America, in Louisiana. You know, the only way for transportation was really to own your own vehicle. So this was a new experience for me, and it's been quite easy to adjust to. Now, the 5 things that surprised me when I got to South Korea. The first one is the biggest one. Oh my God. Recycling is a sport here. Recycling is a sport. What do I mean? You have to recycle through like 9 different things specifically. It ain't no recycle bin and then trash bin. Nobody. Let's start with the plastic. You got the plastic, you got vinyl. So like the wrapping on your Sprite bottle that says Sprite, that's a vinyl. We got to take that thing off. You got to take the cap off and put its own thing, right? We haven't even got to the paper, the cardboard, You know how you order something from Amazon, you have the label on the plastic. You got to rip that bad boy off and separate them things. Food, you got to put food in its own bin. I'm not done. That's not even 9. That's like what, 5? Oh my God, I was surprised by that. And they don't play about it. They do not play. You will get fined a good $500. A good 500. They go through the trash to make sure you're recycling correct and let you leave a receipt or something in there to where they can identify who left it. You're getting that fine. So that's the only thing. That's the only. I could just stop right there. I ain't even got to do 5. I could just stop at that one. Is the recycling. But it's, yeah. Recycling is something else here in South Korea. And I'm still learning again. It's only been a weekend. Let's say it gets easier as I get here. I don't see it. I really don't see that. You just understand it a bit more and just take a bit more precaution. Like as soon as you order with Coupang is like the Korean Amazon, but on steroids, because you get everything next day, if not same day, like every single thing, no matter what it is. I ordered 8 liters of water and it all got here the next day. No complaint, no tip, none of that. Just got here. They don't play. And then depending on where you live, some people have to take out their trash every other day, every 2 days, every 3. I either take my trash out every day where I live at. So that's nice. Also, the trash is sorted in different color bags based on the area. They do not play about that. So I could literally make a whole video about recycling. I'm gonna make a video about recycling. I definitely have to, just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. The second thing that took me by surprise here in South Korea, was self-defense laws are strict. Not that this would necessarily apply to me, but as a traveler, as a foreigner, you know, that's something that would apply to you. You cannot defend yourself. You're going to jail. If someone comes and swings on you and you swing back, you're going to jail. There is no self-defense. If someone comes and spits on you, and you do something back, you're going to jail. There is no self-defense. And then you're a foreigner. Oh, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. You have to take that lick and run away. Run away. You heard what I said. Run away. And so coming from America, where self-defense is a huge thing, that's a big one. That's a big difference. So I was really shook by that. I'm going to make a separate video that talks about the difference in like the laws here in South Korea versus America, because like it's totally different, completely different. But that was a big shocker. The third thing that shook me whenever I got here to South Korea is that people keep to themselves very heavily. People don't talk to other people. Like, for example, I went to Traders, which is like, what Traders is like, Traders Wholesale. What's that store called? It's like Costco, basically, but you don't need a membership. I love that. I love Traders. Got some fruit from there. Amazing. Real fruit. But anywho, people brush past you and don't say anything. And it's not just because I'm a foreigner. They do it to each other, like on the bus or just anywhere. Like, it's just easier for them to keep to themselves. There's just certain things culturally that kind of keep them like that in a way, or kind of enforce that. But they just don't talk to each other whatsoever. There's no walking up to a stranger, say, hey, how are you doing? And none of that. No, sir. So that kind of translates to them socially. So if someone bumps into you, do not expect them to say, excuse me, at all. And that doesn't necessarily bother me at all, because I mean, I could really care. It actually makes my life a bit easier that I don't have to speak. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big one for people. Just so you do come, be aware, they are not going to speak to you. They are not. That won't happen. The most that someone will speak to you is whenever you see a little kid walking by and they say hello. They'll be like, hello. They're trying to practice their English. That's the most that you'll get of a social interaction from a stranger here. The fourth thing that shook me when I got here to South Korea, and I kind of mentioned this in the first one, but just mention it again, the trash rules here. I know, like, oh, you just mentioned about the recycling, sorting through trash. Trash is specifically different. all trash don't go in the same bin. You gotta sort through the trash. The first 3 days I had ordered takeout and everything, and they didn't explain to us how trash worked here. As you can see in the background, the apartment complexes are pretty large, and so I had about 3 days worth of stuff, you know, had them bagged up and everything. And when I had asked someone at my job and they explained it, I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta go through that. So I had to go back through 3 days worth of food, ripping off labels, going through, taking the chicken out the box that's sticking to the box. I had pizza one time. I had to pull the pizza out the box, put it in its own bag, right? That's different. But now that I'm aware, as soon as I eat, just go ahead and sort it out. You go take the cardboard or dump the food out the cardboard. Make sure you get the paper out the box, put the paper in the paper. Then you take the cardboard out the cardboard or put it in the cardboard box. Then you got to make sure you get the label off the cardboard and put it in. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I'm gonna make a whole video on trash and recycling. Whole video. And number 5, the biggest thing that shook me here, and I wasn't shook because I was kind of expecting it. The food is real. The food is real. You'll notice around that Korean people eat a lot of food. They eat a whole lot of food, but they're all slim. They're all fit. Every single Korean person is fit. Every single one is slim, but they eat a whole lot of food. It's because their body digests it quickly because they're eating real food. And that's a really big difference. So my body was adjusting to it, eating things, because I'll eat a whole meal and I'll be full for like 30-40 minutes, and then I don't still feel that food sitting in my stomach, you know. And in America, you eat a Caniac combo, 4 tenders and fries and toast with butter, you're gonna feel full for about 4 hours. That ain't the thing here. So the food being real is definitely a good one, and something that, you know, I say shook me. I was expecting it because I've traveled abroad before, so I'm aware that everywhere outside of America the food is real, and that they aren't trying to kill their citizens with cancerous causing foods and stuff like that. But coming here to South Korea, Busan, that was definitely a big one that I've enjoyed to see. But this video is just some things that I've learned and still learning. Obviously, this is only my 7-day mark of being here. Again, I have loved my time being here. I truly have. And I look forward to the many other vids that we're gonna make. We're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna be here for a full year. And even then, after that year, I have the chance to stay for an extra year if I want to. We'll see. There's just so much of the world that I want to see, so we'll see when that time comes. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. This is London Worldwide. Actually, family, we all worldwide. And I'll see y'all in the next one. From here in Busan, South Korea. I just wanted to tap in and show y'all some of the background. Somebody had a question about how tall are the buildings in South Korea. The buildings are very tall, especially the living quarters. They're very tall, and that's how they can afford to house so many people. And they use up a lot of the space wisely, versus in America where you kind of have apartments with larger square footing. For example, let me show y'all this building right here. Probably houses, I don't even know, 4,000 people. 4,000. I said that's a lot. No, that's about right. I ain't gonna lie to you. 20 floors with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 2,000. Let's say 2,000 to 3,000. But the buildings here are very, very tall. Even like a lot of the businesses where you'll see restaurants stacked on top of each other, or you have a restaurant here. The second floor might be a massage parlor. The third one might be a third floor might be a ping pong playing place, and a fourth one, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth are all different places. So there's a whole lot of things to do in one area. So even where I live at, I'm able to just walk out and just go find something to do. And don't get me started on the food. There are so many different places to eat. It's kind of overwhelming. Kind of spoiled for choice, I would say. But I just want to tap in, make sure y'all make today a good one. Make today something for the future, and I'll see y'all later.